So I'm going to present to you today social network analysis with the case of our MeritMaps.ca project. So I'll try to be quick to time wisely. So I'll just go quickly. This is our team. We started this project last year. And in terms of conflict of interest, I am a postdoctoral fellowship grant receiver from TÜBİTAK from Turkey. And I'm also receiving stipend from CPD office at McMaster University. So how it started, like after the Twitter talk, I think this makes sense, like, the all how it started and how it's going. So this is our starting point with this project. Assistant Dean of Merit at McMaster was soliciting some ideas about like how we can connect the authorships within this institution. And we were looking for some platforms and some tools to use. There were some suggestions in terms of like how we can explore this kind of relationship between the authors in the publications, but none of them were provided us the enough sufficient visualization or enough sufficient contextualization for the exploring the networks. So in terms of the background, so when we look at the research part of the activities, it's kind of siloed enterprise, and then we are looking for collaborators all the time, and then how we can find these collaborators when we need it, and what are the ways that we can look for as a researcher, as a leader within that network, so that we can see the overall idea about what's going on in our institution. So in terms of that kind of background, we try to visualize this expertise within that network, within that faculty, or within that contextualization with different topics. So we created this, how it's going part of the MeritMaps.ca. So MeritMaps is the visualization tool of the co-authorship networks. And these all contextualized based on the different topics. And this is also highly flexible search using the PubMed search engine in the background. So I would like to invite Dr. Sherbino to introduce the MeritMaps project with his recordings.
New resource that Merit has produced is called MeritMaps. This is just a static image, but if you go to our Merit website, or if you go to MeritMaps.ca, you'll find a searchable interface that will link you with health professions education type of topics and the McMaster faculty that are participating in this. In this way, your own personalized or ad hoc professional or research network can be complemented so that we might begin to understand who are other colleagues across the Faculty of Health Sciences in different disciplines, but asking very similar questions that might benefit and support or perhaps be future collaborators for you. And so we have some pre-built searches, but you can also build any search and customize it to your needs. And in this way, we are trying to bridge in a virtual way the geographical gaps that even happen at the local level. And so we would welcome feedback on how this can be improved and for advice into how it actually impacts your own scholarship.
So this is brief overview of the MeritMaps. So what it does, basically, I'll show you the interactive screen on the website. But if you go to the MeritMaps.ca website, you would be seeing some of the different networks that we generated between like the undergraduate medical education, postgraduate medical education. These are the all previewed searches. So you could just explore. This is all FHS related faculty members within the McMaster University. So we have different topics here, but you can also go to the search box and then search somebody within this network. So anything you want to search as like faculty development, you will be seeing the actual faculty development resources from the PubMed research, and then you will be seeing all those resources from the analysis, and you will be able to build this network and a visualization on your own customized search. The faculty development area is quite big, so that's because it retrieves lots of results. And so we are able to see this visualization based on this graph theory and then also the social network analysis. Currently, we are seeing how many studies fetch with this result and how many authors within the FHS faculty. We are able to see all these connected authors and scholars and how they are conducting this kind of research. And when we click on their link, and we are able to see their McMaster expert profile page. So this is really highly related to our context, but we are developing an open version of this. So it will be non-related to McMaster University. So everyone could go to explore and then their approaches here. And when we look at the behind the scenes and our next steps, we are using different social network analysis metrics. So this is the Gephi software where we can use the social network analysis features. So as you can see, this is the e-learning visualization from the same map. So if you can see the titles of the researchers and their names can be quite obvious here, and who's working with who. And this is the behind the scenes that MeritMaps currently does. But in the behind the scenes, we are working on different layouts. For example, we can make some different layouts based on our metrics. So this is the circular layout of the e-learning maps that we can see, like the Dr. Chen, Dr. Sherbino, and the other researchers, Dr. Gert and Perry, is the centralized because of the between the centrality. This is called who is having the most connection within this network, and then this is the calculations that we can make using the social network analysis. So we have other kinds of layouts, how we can display this network. So for example, this one is a circular layout that we are observing how many different modularity happening within this topic. So we can understand their connections and their working environment or their working projects together, so that we can estimate like how big this team and how they are working to closely to collaborate each other. So there are lots of metrics behind the scenes, and some of them are calculated within this Gephi software. So this is an open source, free to use software. It uses this authorship dyads. For example, each authors are listed here within this network. So they are having a degree and weighted degree because of their number of papers doing together with their co-authorship networks, and the number of the papers increased affected with their papers and their edges within this social network analysis. Because of each, as you can see, these IDs and the labels here, we are creating the dyads between the co-authorships. So from source and target, this is an undirected social network graphic. So we are creating this kind of dyads between these two authorships, and then we are calculating the number of weights, which is the number of papers within this case, how many papers they are publishing together. So these all database are giving us all this eccentricity, closeness, centrality, harmonic closeness, centrality, between the centrality. We don't have time to go and explain all of these, but we are seeing their component IDs or the modularity class, which makes us to think how big this network and how these researcher networks are siloed or separated from each other. So which means that we don't have any big or small teams. As you can see, like this research group is working together and they are not connecting with other people, and other networks that we are seeing. So that as a leaders, or as a faculty developers, this is telling us like this is the e-learning topic, and then how these people can work together, and then what we can do to increase this kind of scholarship within this topic. So this is giving us all this kind of information. So with this MeritMaps project, we are working version 2, which will employ these different layouts within the social network analysis and all these metrics that graph theory explains and calculates for us. We are working on this kind of coefficients and metrics to calculate, to understand better connectivity within these different topics, and which will be automated with the use of PubMed databases. So anyone could go and explore that kind of networks within their institutions. So I'll just keep it small, this talk, so that we don't get overwhelmed with this technical side of it, but I'm happy to answer any question if you have. So Kinga Elias, yeah, has a great question. So I think that would be really nice to further back, seeing how Merit in smaller field is just evolving within this different area. So this is called contextualization in the Merit Maps. So we are working like how different areas, like for example, nurses versus family medicine, or emergency medicine versus surgical departments. So we could compare this kind of comparative analysis within the given topic. So I think the biggest unique part of this Merit Maps project contextualize the search results for the required needs. This is a public data. So if you go to the PubMed, you will just see the exact results. So there is no ethical issue here because this is coming from the publications, and the publication authors are combined with their DIATS authors. So if you have like the me and Dr. Ruth Chen and Dr. Teresa Chen within a paper, we are creating a combination within this authorship, and we are connecting their papers if there's any other research groups that they have. So this is a public data, and then there will be no issue about the ethical issues here. Thank you very much.